Hey, I've escaped again. I'm in Wyoming. I'm in Cheyenne. I came up to check out the Pella Window showroom because they don't have one in Fort Collins. I have a fantasy about replacing the windows in my front of my house and using the old ones for my greenhouse. So I took the opportunity to come out here. It's about an hour north of my house, and I'm at a little park taking a little jaunt. So let's go for a ride. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Git Go. It's Wednesday, and I just spent probably an hour and a half watering the garden. We have a couple of weeks of 90-degree days here, and it's just, this is the trouble with not being able to resist planting new things because they all need to be babied and lots of water, and I like the task because I love bonding with all my little plants, but it's a little tricky getting started in my studio. So without further ado, I'm so late. I want to get started on this. Sorry it's taking so long, but this is the way it goes. I didn't even paint at all last summer because I was busy building a pandemic garden to save myself from annihilation, which luckily didn't happen. But I did eat a lot of stuff from my garden, so that was useful. And now I have new garden beds, making life somewhat easier, especially my interesting roof garden. Anyway, I'm gonna get started on this. I only get a couple hours a day lately because of all the other projects I'm trying to get done. Springtime and early summer is just crazy. I mean, the weeds and the grass are up to my waist right now, and I have a grass allergy. So I'm trying to chop the grass before it blooms. I had a big stand of grass in my yard in Boulder, and I used to actually put a scuba mask on to cover my nose and my eyes when I would trim the grass, because it was the only way I could get through it. Anyway, here we go. I'll check in with you later. Have a good day. Okay, don't tell anybody, but I'm escaping my studio today. It's Friday. The weeds are calling me. It's only going to be 78 degrees today, followed by a number of days of 99 and 100. So I think I better take my opportunity to do some weeding. But first, going up on the roof to water the roof garden. Who wants to come and build a little spiral staircase for me so I don't break my neck? I love roofs. I wish I could have another couple of careers, and one of them would be building roof gardens. Look at all this wasted space all over the neighborhood. Everybody should be required to have a roof, use their roof as a garden or something. Okay, we got wind, so my umbrella down there is spinning around. I hope it lasts another couple seasons. Okay, so here's the update on my roof garden. We had a long, cold spring, and I don't know how to get your visual here. And then it went right to really hot weather, and so the bok choy in this pot right here was pretty much bolted from the first second. I got like one helping. I got a bunch of kale that's coming up, which might survive the heat up here. I've had a bunch of helpings of spinach and lettuce, but the spinach is bolted now, of course. And I still have some lettuce in the far pot over there. And I have some carrots in the corner over there. which are happy with the heat. But I have planted, I'm going to get in the shade here, I have planted melons in those pots, melon seeds, and I grew a bunch of melons up here and some pumpkins up here, and they liked it, but I started too late, so everything was this big. And I'm getting a little bit earlier start, so I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm encouraged that if I get my greenhouse made, I can really get these pumpkins and things growing a lot earlier. We really just have a pretty short season here in Colorado, northern Colorado. So I am going to water these, and I'm going to water my little bed right down there. I planted a bunch of green beans, hoping the green beans will grow up the sunflowers. Maybe the sunflowers would disguise them from the grasshoppers, but I don't know. The grasshoppers ate like every single green bean last year. I'm so discouraged. I just want to strangle all those little grasshoppers. I'm not a violent person, but when it comes to grasshoppers. Ah! Okay, so I am going to weed the entire yard today. Ha ha ha. One can dream. The problem in Colorado is we have the codling moth that puts the maggots in the apples, and the apples are all ruined. As with everything else, ruined by the bugs. So I found out how to grow perfect apples, and you put a bag over them when they're this size, preferably a little smaller than this. And I found some really good bags at Raintree Nursery. This is what they call them, maggot barriers. And they're just like little pantyhose things, little hole on one side, closed at the other. And they recommend one way to put them on there is with these little rubber bands that are a little orthodontic, 3/8 inch orthodontic rubber bands. And you're supposed to thin the apples to just one per bunch. So I pinched off one. I feel sorry doing that. I always try to leave everything, but I'm going to try to behave myself and follow the directions. And you put the rubber band about an inch down from the top. I haven't tried this yet. I just got them in the mail. And then you open it with the rubber band, stick your finger in there, and just put it over the apple. And there you go. I'm waiting for somebody to make apple bags that look red. So it doesn't look like you got pantyhose hanging on your tree. But the apple will fill out in this, it'll expand, it'll get nice and big, and then a couple weeks before it ripens, you take it off so it can color up in the sun. And I've done this on some of my trees back in Boulder, and it was amazing. Perfect apples every time. In next week's episode, I will be sharing with you some high quality prints I have of my artwork. They are on 13 by 19 inch size Hahnemühle photo rag paper in an acetate sleeve. So stay tuned for a look at these available prints.